said these are the best of times, these are the worst of times? Who said that? Anybody? Who? Yes! And he was right. Okay, so we all, I think I'm okay. So, okay, so we do know what the worst is, don't we? I mean, isn't it obvious? Isn't it? Mm-hmm. I mean, is it?
Yes.
Okay, the best of is that it pushes us to make jumps that ordinarily we wouldn't do. And interestingly enough, I've been showing some footage at my studio, PBS footage, which I recommend, called Becoming Human. And you can order it from PBS. And basically, the main thrust, and it all has to do with evolution and development, etc., has to do with, guess what? Climate change. And whether the theory has to do with solar flares, you know, there's a lot of discussion around changes in the sun. And whether the argument has to do with human gas and this and that and the other thing and all the pollution, etc., doesn't make any difference what your theory is. The point is that there are enormous changes in climate at the moment. We do know that the ice caps are slowly disintegrating, and we do know that most of the issues in relation to climate change have to do with water. And the reason that I say that is this. For 45 years now, the whole thrust of Continuum is the inquiry into why are we composed of so much fluid. What is the reason for that? 80–90% fluid. Why is that? Are we like fish swimming in an ocean and we don't know that we're swimming in the ocean? That the basic movement of a human is the movement of the sea. And what does that mean? So this has been 45 years of inquiry. One of the things that we can say, and this has to do with our discussion with glial cells and what I think are the evolutionary implications of it, is this. If you look at water, well, for one thing, let me just make this clear. So, if you look at water, you can see that it is reflecting everything around it. It's reflecting the stars, the moon, the sun, the trees, yes? And in that reflecting, it is absorbing the information of the stars, the moon, the sun, the trees, and everything else. In other words, it is a reflective and absorbent. I am the only one that says this, by the way, because I'm the only one that has actually been looking at the relationship of the human in relation to the planet and the galaxy. I have to say that I'm the only one. So why that is, because we're like fish that swim in the water and we don't know that we're swimming in the ocean. We have no idea. And you have to figure we've only been around 200,000 years, so I mean, what do we know? You know, kind of the new kid on the block, so we don't know that much. So the point is this. The fluid system, the fluid in your body, the fluid in the planet, and the fluid in the galaxy function as one resonant stream of biocosmic nourishment for a reason that we don't know. So I'm saying this again. Fluid in the body, fluid in the planet, fluid in the galaxy function as one resonant stream of biocosmic nourishment for a reason that we don't know. And I can't say that I do either. We don't know why we're here. We don't know the purpose. We don't know what the body's for. We actually don't know. Thank you so much. So I want to make this clear. So the galaxy, planet, human, one resonant stream of biocosmic flow. And what it represents, and one of the most important words that we can look at, is the word fractal. What fractal means, it means that it's a similar pattern. So when something is, and one of the easiest ways of understanding it is the branching of a neuron, the branching of a tree, the branching of a river. Any branching is a fractal. So that whatever we see within the human body is actually a fractal of universal patterns. What happens in this scenario of this resonant stream of galaxy, planet, and human, it functions similarly to an umbilical cord. Because everything we see in the embryo is a fractal of universal process that has been brought into a particular time-space continuum.